What is up, Nintendo Land? Welcome to the Nintendo Open Air Podcast. Too many games and not enough time. Too many games in so short of a time. Too many games and you're playing all the time. If any of these statements sound like you, then you're not alone. Nintendo is definitely making sure those of us who have a Switch have something in that card slot. But before we get to the topic tonight, I want to make sure to introduce our regular panel tonight, which is my good friend Mo. Z is here as well, our buddy Eric, the Arcade Bunny. Of course, I'm here, your host, Jason. So, what do you guys think? Is Nintendo overdoing it on the games, or are we getting too many? What's going on?
Well, it's not Nintendo; it's the third parties, right?
Ah,
And right, it's three big, huge, super AAA titles in a week. And granted, they're all old AAA titles, but they're, you know what I mean. It's the first big drop we've seen of that kind of third party support for the Switch with LA Noire, Doom, and Skyrim. You know, all within a week of each other. It's going to be,
yeah.
it's rough on the wallet for some people. In my case, it's like if these all were staggered releases and there wasn't much else out when they came out, I'd probably pick all three of them up. But as it stands, I'm going to wait till I'll probably still pick all three of them up. But now I'm going to wait till they're all $20 probably.
Yeah, hopefully they'll get
Yeah.
there. I mean,
I
there's a
was
lot out right now too. Just, I mean, the eShop now more than ever needs to get organized and do some folders or do something because there's a lot of games you're not going to even know are there unless you scroll to the bottom and hit select all and just scroll down this huge long list that looks like an old like website when you used to go to those websites where you'd order crap and they just have everything in a straight out list. Like
do
that's the eShop
they
right now. It's just a long list. If you don't care to
do
scroll
they
down far enough,
do
you're
they
gonna miss
list
a
it
bunch.
alphabetically or by release date?
By release date, I think right now.
Oh, at least
Um,
that much then.
yeah, but it's like if you, I mean, you wouldn't even know Snipper Clips was a thing. Well, I guess it's in the best of, or the, it's still on the
Yeah.
chart thing maybe, but like unless you know to scroll back to the very beginning, like stuff like I Am Setsuna and stuff like that probably is, buried. Street
Right.
Fighter, like all that stuff's going to be back at the beginning, and if it's not one of the top 20 or whatever they list on their greatest hits, then you're pretty much out of luck as far as the developers. Like it's like there's no way to highlight like, hey, this is good stuff, or there's not even a rating system right now where you can rate titles, so there's no way to really pick out the good and the bad other than looking at review sites or going to Metacritic.
Yeah.
If you're, if you're a
I was.
developer, go ahead, Eric.
Oh, go ahead, Jason.
I was just going to say, if you're a developer, you got to realize if you're uploading your game to the eShop in a couple of weeks, it's going to be off the main page, and you're basically going to be lost and gone forever unless somebody goes looking for you specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's
There
interesting though,
was.
which I kind of like, is because they added that new category of games on sale. Now developers are probably going to be like, well, crap, let's just put it on sale just so it'll show up again.
Discount at 1 penny.
Yeah, discount at 1 penny. God, that'd be so awesome if a bunch of people started doing that.
It does
$59.98.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean,
Just
if I
take
was
the
a
one.
developer, I would. I mean, that's especially these smaller ones. It's like let's knock $1 off just so
Right?
we can get ourselves put into like a little folder.
Yeah. There was one indie title that they said they talked about that I had never heard of, but it had been released before, and now I guess now it's on the Switch. I wish I could remember the name of it, or they said it's like a roguelike game where you
Binding of Isaac's a
uh
roguelike. Um,
it wasn't
One
Binding
of the
of Isaac,
recent
I don't
ones,
know, but I guess it was recent. Yeah, it
Flame in the
was.
Flood.
Yeah, that was it. Flame in the Flood. Yeah, but
oh,
I
Looks
was
really
gonna
cool.
get LA Noir. I was gonna get LA Noir and Skyrim, but since they're releasing back to back, I guess I'll just get LA Noir then.
yeah, I'm not sure what I'm looking forward to. I kind of think Doom would be cool to play, but um,
Not for
again,
60 bucks.
being that it's $20 on PS4 and it's probably Steam or PC or whatever. It's like it feels like it's overpriced. I guess that could be a placeholder, but um, I'd like to see some of
Yeah,
those prices come down for stuff that's older. it's nice that they'll be able to, people that have only had Nintendo games will have a chance to get introduced to some of these. I think I saw
Yeah.
And we haven't mentioned talking about
go
Nintendo
for it.
games. I was just going to jump in and say we've got a couple of other big Nintendo games coming out at the same time.
Oh, Odyssey.
Yeah.
What else?
Well,
Bowser's
Sonic,
Minion?
which isn't Nintendo, but that's big. Sonic Forces is a big enough name. I think the new 3D Sonic game.
When is that coming out?
That's coming out the 7th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right around there.
November?
Soon.
Yeah, they're all coming out. It's also coming out. Pretty sure the 7th. It's coming out within that same time frame. Right, beginning of November is always when the big Christmas push starts happening. I think that's when Mario Kart came out, and
Yeah.
and then
And,
the biggest ones drop around Thanksgiving usually.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jackbox Party Pack is coming out on the 19th. Four Jackbox Party games. Trying to think what else. Just Dance 2018 is already coming out. I know they said that's going to have some Mario content in it this time.
Ooh.
Oh, lovely.
You can dance to the Mario music.
Yeah, I saw there's a Monster Jam game coming out. We've still got Monopoly on the horizon.
Carnival Warrior coming out for about a week.
Pokemon Sun, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon, December or something.
It's a crowded Christmas. We got Xenoblade still coming in December 1st.
Yep.
I think Skyrim's hitting the 17th. Everybody loves Farming Simulator.
Perhaps
it's. Go ahead, Jason.
I was just going to say, perhaps that's part of the reason we're getting this kind of dump of games right now with like Doom and LA Noire coming in. Just because they see, after Odyssey comes out, that's all going to be in the news for a good long while. And then you've got several other big titles coming out. So they're trying to get their piece of the pie, but the pie's all Mario kind of.
In before Odyssey.
And I think a lot of them, they're thinking that, I think the strategy partially is they figure a lot of people are going to buy the console for the Mario game. Anyone who didn't already buy it for Zelda or Splatoon, right? So, yeah, lots of people bought it for ARMS. Which I've been waiting for that update. I still haven't seen it yet. I'll have to check it during the podcast and see.
That's 2 weeks in a row now, isn't it? That they're putting out ARMS updates, or was the other one 2 weeks ago?
No, it was a few weeks ago. With the stupid Lollipop
clown.
But but I think the idea is of dumping all this stuff right after Mario comes out. That's when they figure everyone's going to get the new console, right? When they're going to buy the Super Mario set, they're going to get it home, and they're going to, within a couple weeks, they've probably done some sort of statistical analysis to figure out that people get bored of their initial launch game within 1 to 2 weeks or something, and they'll be ready to buy a new one. I don't know, but right, it seems like that's what they figure. Once Zelda and Mario are out, there's a big enough user base that they can start dumping out all this stuff and prepping for Christmas.
Yeah, well, eShop's getting pretty thick right now. It's got a lot of stuff. I saw you picked up Yono. I don't know if you put any time into it, Z.
About 3 minutes.
Zelda the elephant.
Yeah, and it's cute. It's I read reviews and stuff before I jumped into it, but I haven't put in enough time to give my own review yet.
Yeah, well, I think part of the thing with the Switch is being that it's portable. They can hopefully get enough people to double dip on stuff like Stardew Valley and Doom and Elder Scrolls just to have a portable experience version of that.
Yeah.
If I were to pick up Rocket League on a super cheap deal on Steam, I've almost done it a few times. I would be willing to double dip on Switch again potentially. If you guys, but that's that's a social thing. If you guys all get it, then
I think I would. I'm interested in enough to probably pick up Rocket League just because it looks like it's at least a fun time waster, and the price I think is going to be right on it.
And I would say 4-player team shooters have that's kind of become our wheelhouse. of late, of the past few years, right? At least 4-player Nintendo team shooters, anyway.
Well, I don't think it's a problem that there's too many good games. I mean, it's a problem for the publishers because they're not going to sell as many. But as for gamers, I mean, I actually like it because hey, they just saved me $60 because I'm not going to buy Skyrim, I guess, or I might buy it later.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. All this stuff, we're still not even a year in right now, so all this stuff prices are only going to come down, and but there's a ton. There probably is something for everyone on the Switch right now, so that's nice. I know Jason's gotten his money's worth out of Golf Story.
Yeah, I'm still plugging along. It's good stuff. I've got to be getting close to 20 hours in on it. I'm kind of in the final area now. I'm still really enjoying it. And that's one of the things.
You're saving a glitch spot.
That's right. I'm not going to save a glitch spot anymore.
I think they patched it. Oh, but there was a Sonic Mania got patched too. It had some issues where like taking a screenshot was weirdly delayed, and trying to like drop back out from the game to the menu was delayed.
I have that. It hung for several minutes. Yeah.
So the other day I was like, I'm going to load it up and check it out because I knew they had dropped an update on it. So I got in it and I was still having the same issues. And I'm like, what the hell? So then I drop out and I hit the whatever it is, the minus button when I'm on the icon, and I click on software update, and then it updates. So like apparently they don't necessarily push updates on anything other than Nintendo software, I guess. Maybe.
Here's what I've decided. When your machine is sleeping, I don't think it's getting updates. I don't think it's getting software updates. Like it seems like when your machine is sleeping, it's off the network. It's like, right, if you pull it out of the dock, and Mo, you probably don't often enough, but if you pull it out of the dock and immediately turn it on, you have no Wi-Fi. It's like your Wi-Fi is disabled. I don't know if it actually does anything when it's in suspend mode. At least not right now. It seems like it's got to actually be active for that stuff to get down.
I've got an option that says auto update software, and it's turned on.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I've noticed.
Maybe it only checks once a day or something like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I've noticed like whenever Nintendo pumps like an update for like Zelda, I think that automatically did. Splatoon will automatically tell you like, hey, there's an update. Although a lot of the time now I leave Splatoon 2 loaded up and I just put the system to sleep with that in. So maybe that has something to do with it too. If I've got software loaded, maybe it's not doing it.
If you have a game slept, it's probably not doing all the background system stuff.
But I can report that
close all mine.
The patch seemed to work. I also saw NBA 2K is doing another patch on top of the patch that they just patched, I think. So maybe eventually there will be a playable game by the time NBA 2K19 comes out.
It's okay. Sports games, shooters, platformers, retro. There's puzzle games, rhythm games. Is there a real JRPG yet? Or is that Xenoblade?
Oh wait, what's Disgaea 5? I don't even know what that is.
Well, okay, because like there's also what's it called, Project Octopath Traveler, but to me that's not quite. That's not like a full-fledged.
It's not a
JRPG.
Well, that's also just a demo right now.
Yep.
That too. You're right. It's not out. Yeah, that's a good point. It's not even out. But right, I'm thinking your typical full-fledged cinematic Final Fantasy-esque. There's a million of them on PlayStation.
I think there's a lot.
We get a handful on Nintendo. But do we have anything like that? We have no big one yet. There's probably some little indie ones or whatever.
Disgaea 5, that's not a JRPG?
I have no idea. Does anyone know?
Me neither.
I mean,
who's our JRPG player? We're missing T, man.
Yeah,
She's our JRPG player.
I'm not well versed enough in RPGs to know. Like, it's like when metalheads start separating like grind metal and heavy metal and dark metal and black metal. Like, I just throw all the JPGs into the bin of I'm not going to play it.
JRPG.
Yeah.
The JPEGs.
All those JPEGs.
Yeah, JPEGs. Yeah, I haven't played enough to be able to tell the difference. I know there's turn-based stuff. I played the demo for Disgaea, but I couldn't tell you what it is. There's couple characters and you run around. I can't remember if it's turn-based or not. Jason might know. He probably knows what a JRPG is.
I think that would probably fall into that category, but maybe not so traditional. In a
Just
traditional
golf
sense.
story and JRPG?
No. It's a golf game with RPG elements, is what I would call it. There is
there
another
are
game
some
that
stuff.
came out. I'm not sure.
I would categorize it as a sports game myself, but sorry, go ahead, Jay.
There was another game that came out that looked like a JRPG. I can't remember the name of it.
I didn't see it.
Something with cute anime girls?
Yes.
It was
They
a
have
fighting game.
Oh.
It's a fighting game.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, I thought, oh, that looks like a JRPG. No, it's a fighting game.
It has a really long
I wonder if
title.
on the next update,
I think
I
that's
wonder if the
one,
next update for ARMS will include jiggle physics.
What?
Well, I wouldn't hold your breath. Well, I don't. Yeah, no. I mean, if they were going to do it, Twin Tail would have been the time.
There's a free to play.
Right.
There's a free to play Dead or Alive game on Steam that I downloaded the other night that I haven't opened up. But I have to admit that Dead or Alive, I think it launched with the 3DS, or it was one of the early 3DS titles. But that was actually pretty good. I actually played some of that and had a good time with it.
All right.
It was funny though. The
I didn't know
cinematics
that was
in
on
it.
3DS.
Yeah, and it was good. The cinematics in it though were you remember the old days when 3D TVs came out and they had that 3D button and it would just distort the crap out of what you were watching so that it sort of looked 3D but in a weird alternate universe? Right? That's basically what the cinematics look like on this game on the 3DS. They took something that was just like 2D, anime whatever, and they totally they like put like a 3D filter over it, and it just made me dizzy. But other than that, the gameplay itself was all the 3D looked good, and it was great. I had a good time with it. But jiggle physics.
Yeah.
There were so many good crotch shots in the 3DS one. Huh?
I'm still digging through. What kind of game was that? No More Heroes or Has Been Heroes game? RPG?
No,
that might have been.
I thought that was like an RTS type. I thought that was more like the RPS style one.
Oh yeah, strategy. Yeah, I guess it is.
Which I don't. The weird like lane ones where you just drop a bunch of units and try to overpower the other units. The 2D RTS thing. Like I don't get that. That to me just doesn't. I don't understand. It's like one of those games where you just click a bunch of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
StarCraft is not an RTS game, or it is?
It is. No, StarCraft is what I think of as an RTS, but I've noticed the term RTS applied to these weird 2D things that are kind of like Plants vs. Zombies or whatever. And they're not quite tower control, but they're sort of more like a tower control game, like a 2D tower control game than what I would call a strategy, quote unquote, game. But that's just me.
Flipping through here, man, there's a lot of stuff in this eShop. It is like just page upon page upon page of scrolling through stuff. There's 180 items currently in the eShop for Switch.
Wow.
So that's a lot. It's a lot to scroll through without having any categories.
I wonder if they'll port the Wonderful 101. They love promoting that game.
I think they had kind of teased a little bit on Twitter that might be something on the way. I thought they had
102.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's true. And then they can include a download version of 101 or something.
That's true.
Go with the Resident Evil plan. Oh, they were releasing the second. Was it the second one? They were doing like, I don't remember, was that 4 and 5 or whatever it was? I have no idea what I'm talking about. Some Resident Evil game that's coming where they're going to have one of them as a download only and the other one will be on a physical card.
I think I heard of that, yeah.
They were doing that with a Dragon Quest game too, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? So there's plenty of stuff in there, and I guess there's enough good titles to keep most people busy. I do kind of miss having things to look forward to on Wii U and on 3DS at the same time. Like, well, this will be coming for Wii U, and this, like with Switch, it doesn't feel like there's as much stuff rolling out now for. Although there was a Twitter infographic just today about all the here's what's coming out.
You don't feel like there's a lot rolling out, but we were just talking about how they have too many games.
Well, not for 3DS. Like, I miss kind of having something to look forward to on both systems, and I feel like that's going to wind down.
Yeah. Well, we got Ultra Sun and Moon.
That's true.
I really what'll be beyond.
Which a lot of, I mean, you guys all pretty much, I don't know about Eric, but I know Z and Jason play Pokemon games, and I really haven't met a Pokemon fan yet that's been looking forward to these games.
No. I'm actually thinking about skipping them for the first time.
That's what I've been hearing from a lot of people.
It'll be my first skip too. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Jason.
I was just going to say I've thought about it. You know, when they come out with Sun and Moon the first time, I thought, well, it's a new game. I'll try it, but this is just not appealing to me at all.
Did you put much time into Sun and Moon?
Yeah,
Either of you guys?
I finished it, and I finished all the post story.
Wow.
My wife did. I couldn't. I don't know. They changed too much for Sun and Moon. It bothered me. It didn't like if I brought my old Pokies from the last game into it, they couldn't go back, and I don't know. That really irked the crap out of me. Like they, you know what I mean? There was kind of a hard demarc line, and they changed a bunch of stuff, and it was like, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people seem to really like X and Y. So
do you have Pokemon Bank, Z?
Yeah, $5 a year. Why not?
Then can't you like just put them back in the bank or not?
No.
What? That's insane. What's the point of having them in the bank?
You can put them in the bank, but once you put them in the bank, you can't. They can only go back to that game.
Only to Sun and Moon?
Yeah.
Oh,
if you happen to own both Sun and Moon, you can transfer them between Sun and Moon. Great, but yeah, it was a return to the old style where once you migrated a Poke to the new game, it was stuck to that new game, and you were done. So they did the same thing with Sun and Moon, and that kind of pissed me off because I was one Poke away from completing the Pokédex in Omega Ruby, and now I never can because all the new Pokes get released in the new game and can't go back. Because all the 3D Pokemon games were all interchangeable up until that. I don't remember anymore. One of the stupid Deontay was the one that I missed the distro every time they released it.
I've stopped doing all the events. I mean, there's been giveaways at different stores and stuff lately, and even just downloading in the game. I just can't bother myself to open it.
Yeah, same here.
They got a Charizard now, and what else? Some kind of new Pokemon. I forget the name of it. Starts with an M.
Well, now you can also catch them all at Build-A-Bear Workshop.
That's really.
Yeah, they keep releasing more and more of those for Build-A-Bear.
Yeah.
Pokemon for Build-A-Bear?
Yeah, you can get a Pikachu and dress it up.
Oh, wow.
Since we're talking
about pretty deep cuts now. I can't remember what they announced one the other day, and I was just like, I don't even know if that's a popular Pokemon. But anyway.
I think it was Vulpix.
Yeah, that might have been that.
If it was Gen 1, maybe, and that was still in that time frame. Have you guys heard anything of Pokeland, the new phone game that's in development?
Oh, no. There's a new phone game?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Pokemon Rumble style play, but it's in alpha testing in Japan, I think, this month.
So instead of moving the core series forward, which has been the problem since its inception, they're spending all their time on these weird phone side projects.
Yep.
Well, they made a crap load of money off of Pokemon Go, so they're going to try to beat that horse until it's completely dead. Well, there was another Pokemon game that came out after Pokemon Go that was for mobile. I can't remember what it was called, but like nobody seemed to be very enthused about it.
Oh, it was some. Yeah, did anybody grab it? I completely forgot about that.
I played it for I don't know, maybe a couple months. Oh, I was trying to remember the name myself. It was
Pokemon boring.
No,
was
yeah, it
good.
obviously wasn't very memorable.
It was about
It,
battle figures.
it was a card. It was a card game, wasn't it? Like
No, it was figures, but it was kind of like a card.
oh, yeah.
It was fun, and it's just like I had one too many mobile games, and it was like one of those things that constantly updated, and if you didn't stay on top of the updates, then you were way behind in competitions. So
Yeah. Well, Shuffle's out on mobile as well. I don't know how well that did on mobile, but I thought it was good on 3DS. That's the only Pokemon game I've ever played.
But there's no
It's
like
not
you
even a
can't transfer
Pokemon game.
anything from your 3DS to the. Well, I guess there would be no way to do that.
No, and it would be worthless anyway. But anyway, sorry.
To answer your question, Momo, I bought Pokemon Pearl, and then I bought, but I never really played it much, and then I bought Pokemon Black, and then I was like, when X and Y came out, I'm like, oh well, it has online component now, so I'll probably get into it now, and I still didn't, so I was like, oh, forget it, I'm not gonna buy any more Pokemon games.
Good for you. Yeah, it's like how I was with Zelda, like where I had to keep trying them, hoping to like it. I was like, everybody else seems to love this. Why don't I like it? And then it just took them making a non-Zelda game for me to like it.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
So you don't like Mario or Zelda, but you like Metroid.
Yeah, I mean, and Metroid's unique, and I think it's the most adult of the Nintendo properties. Like, there's really there's not too much adorable stuff other than the little animals, maybe in Super Metroid, and possibly if you want to say the baby Metroid is cute in Metroid 2. But there's not a lot of cute stuff to make plushies and stuff out of in the Metroid. Although I would love a Metroid plushie. I think they should do that.
How would that even work?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have glass in it.
Yeah, I mean it's clear. I don't know. They could just make it solid green. But I mean I like
Okay.
I like some of them. I really like Super Mario World. Like that's my favorite Mario game. I think and I liked the Wii U and the 3DS Super Mario's. So some of them I just don't get into the 64 stuff. I don't get it. I've never played Galaxy 1 or 2 because I pretty much skipped the Wii. But I didn't. I had Super Mario Sunshine. I couldn't really get into that. I couldn't really get into 64. So I'll let you guys enjoy. You guys
didn't
can
like
have Odyssey all to
Ocarina of
yourself.
Time?
No, I had a friend that actually bought that for me on 3DS and was just like, "Here, you need to play this. It's the best Zelda game." And I put like 3 hours into it and just couldn't really get into it.
Did you play Majora's Mask?
No, I don't think I ever played that one.
Probably wouldn't like it either because it's pretty similar to.
It's the same engine as Ocarina, so yeah.
Yeah.
But open world, now that's for me. Breath of the Wild's a masterpiece.
Hey, Odyssey is open world.
That's true. I wonder how open world it's going to be compared to like Breath of the Wild.
It's very limited.
You know?
No, I don't know. Oh, compared to
Like,
Breath of the Wild.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
like
we're going to spend 2 hours, climbing over a mountain in Odyssey.
And then it rains.
Yeah, then it rains and then Mario stands and shivers.
Well, the interesting thing that I always thought about like Breath of the Wild is like you can know 5 people that have finished that game and you can talk about it and there'll be something that they're just like, oh, I never saw that.
Yeah.
Or I never encountered that. Like, I know like there was like I don't remember if it was the golf mini game. I never ran into the golf mini game until after I had beaten the game. It's like
the one where you're not talking about where you roll a boulder into a spot and then a Korok comes out?
No, there's like a mini game where you talk to some Goron, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like a golf game where you basically are just freezing and then hitting a boulder to try to get it into a golf hole that's got like a flag sticking out of the game or sticking out of the ground.
Yeah,
I had never seen that
either.
during my first playthrough, and I just like stumbled upon it one day, and I was just like, "How did I never come across this?" I think when the DLC came out and there was the option to see where you had been on the map and where you hadn't, I was like, "Well, it looks like I've been pretty much everywhere, but what about this spot here? What about this spot here?" And came across some other interesting bits. I don't expect. I kind of expect because Mario is going to be a Mario game that it won't be as deep as that.
Exactly.
No.
But there is, Jason was saying there's a lot of collectibles.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, as many moons as Korok seeds, right?
that's right. Odyssey got its first review from Edge Magazine, which gave it a full 10 out of 10. And that was one of the quotes: "As many moons as Korok seeds."
What do you think they had to do to get the
Moons.
early scoop on that?
Very good question.
Because I've never heard of Edge magazine before now.
Me neither.
I don't know.
You think they would have given it to somebody else? But yeah, I guess that's coming up pretty soon here, right?
That's right. What, 2 weeks?
The 27th. Yeah,
So 10
10
days
days.
from recording time.
Jason's the only one I think who's had any hands on with it now.
Yeah,
Or maybe Z did.
I stopped
Yep.
by Target the other night and was much
Not me.
surprised there was a demo station there. So I played, I don't know, probably a good 10 minutes of Mario
You
Odyssey.
didn't want to pick up a SNES Classic?
Yeah, they had several there on the shelf. I looked at them and then looked away. It was about my interest level. It's like, oh, they're there. And then I went on about. They actually had several Switch units, which was quite interesting. Wish that's become a common sight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I went to Best Buy today and they had at least 4 or 5 probably. They had both colors available. They had restocked the blue and red Joy-Con.
Reggie delivered.
Yeah, I know. I hadn't seen those since launch.
I'm kind of blown away to see them on those empty shelves.
Yeah. Well, it's Christmas time, so they gotta whatever we haven't been getting for the last few months, we better start getting pretty soon.
Yeah.
They better start pumping out some stock and getting stuff. I'm expecting it'll be like with Wii U was, on those Christmases where there's just like a stack of Wii U boxes just piled on top of each other. Like, I expect that to be how the Switches are, but I guess we'll see. I mean, this is, we can't underestimate or overestimate the importance, I guess, of this holiday for them. And with a blockbuster Mario game that they're giving away, I guess they're probably not giving away, right? Because it's gonna be the same deal where the Joy-Con, the red Joy-Con edition ones, it's gonna have a case and everything, kind of like the Splatoon, where they're bundling it for a higher price than the core system.
Yeah, I did
Right.
like
Imagine.
$259 with the game and the case.
$359 probably.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, $359. That's still cheaper than buying the game by itself, right?
Well,
so I guess you're getting a case.
you're basically getting a free case, yeah, and some custom Joy-Con. But yeah, that's a new thing, like
Wait.
if you look at.
Oh, okay. They come with a case. All right. If you look at.
I think they come with like a little case that you'll never use. Oh.
I can't believe we're getting some kind of discount on it because the Splatoon one, when you broke it out, it was exactly what it would cost just to go and buy the stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Well, what's this one, like $20 less?
Yeah. So that's something compared to Nintendo giving us nothing.
Well, they're getting into that holiday spirit, I guess.
Double check me on that $359. Is that correct, or does anyone know for sure?
I don't even know if it's out. I mean, I didn't even pay attention.
Which bundle is it? Oh, the Odyssey bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd that they have not. You would think like now would be the time to do like a Zelda bundle. Like they've sold enough Zeldas that they could probably throw that in for free. Just for the holidays or something.
Yeah. Hey, if they're not going to throw in 1-2 Switch for free, then you don't get
That's
Zelda
true.
for free either.
Yeah, that's one that needs to go on there. I haven't seen that one on the bestseller list on the eShop in a while.
Okay. I give a quick Google search, and it is the bundle is $379.99.
Oh, there you
and
go.
They're broken out as a $300 console, $60 game, and $20 leftover case. Money. So it is
Leftover is right.
Yeah.
So it is straight cost. Yep.
So never mind. Nintendo's not giving us anything.
But hey, they're including the dock and the AC adapter, no additional charge.
Remember they didn't used to include the AC adapter with the 3DS. So. Hey, did you get one with the Metroid 3DS?
No, it did not come with an adapter in the box.
Mama?
No. It's
rude again.
But I had a couple. I mean, that's my third 3DS, so I've got plenty of charging for all. That's been a unique experience to me with the 3DS, and I think all of us have had that experience where we have bought multiple 3DSs.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm wondering what their Black Friday deal is going to be this year. It might have to do with the 3DS, but
2DS for the regular old 2DS for $50, probably.
Yeah,
I'm calling it now.
Because last year their deal was a $99 new 3DS, and that was the only way to get a new 3DS because they didn't have any of them anymore.
That or the Animal Crossing, yeah.
Well, the Animal Crossing was from like a year before that.
Right, but was probably still on the shelves.
Of Black Friday deals, that does make me wonder. Nintendo is kind of in the habit of having to have some kind of must-have sold-out item for the holiday. If we're starting to see, plenty of Switches, and we're starting to see, an adequate supply of the Super NES Minis, what's going to be that item? Will they reveal something else? Will there be some kind of special edition something?
I could see.
Oh,
just even having like the Super NES Classic available, or knock it down $10 or something.
Really? You think they would knock it down $10 for a Black Friday deal when it just came out in September?
They might, because I think their whole idea with these.
It's still going to be too rare. I don't think anybody's going to put a sale on that.
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe they'll knock a couple bucks off the Switch then, but I bet you they'll do something with the 2DS that nobody wants.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like especially they just released a new 2D, now not a quote unquote new 2DS, but a regular old 2DS in white and red that comes with Mario Brothers 2, New Super Mario Brothers 2. So it comes with new Super Mario Brothers, but it's not a new 2DS. God, they should.
And it's not really a new Super Mario Brothers either, because it came out years ago.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna have to dump that moniker.
Well, Z says they won't make a new Super Mario Brothers 3, which I guess he's right. Since after they've done
right. What can you do after Mario Maker?
Yeah.
Mario Maker 2. Which is the exact same game. Just on a different system.
They'll do Mario Maker 64, where it's just a open level design.
There you go.
Boom!
There you go.
It'll be like a Minecraft, like you build your own world.
Yeah,
boom! I dropped that bomb.
Mario Edition.
Yeah. They've already got that. Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. I do like as much as I like the 2D Marios and I liked the old ones. I've never played through one of the new ones.
I played through both of them. I would actually like a third one, even though it's just like more the same, and they probably already did it in Mario Maker. I like playing levels that were made by programmers, even though some people
the official Nintendo levels. I totally agree.
Yeah.
But did you buy Mario Run?
Oh. I did. No, I downloaded it. I didn't pay the $10 to get the whole.
I never even bothered downloading it.
Yeah.
Endless runners.
I don't like playing one-handed.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still on sale right now, but
probably.
There's only one reason you should be playing one-handed.
Yeah. Because you lost one arm? Oh.
Two reasons then. Fine.
Yeah. So, we'll see. I'm kind of wondering if if the Switches are sold out everywhere come Christmas, then we'll know they had a good year, I guess. I don't know how to really interpret Reggie's. We're trying to put out as much stock, but we can't guarantee we're going to have enough stock for the Christmas. So, I haven't talked to enough people to know how the Switch is really doing. Like if it's still selling pretty well, but everybody seems to be into it. I'm wondering, do you guys think that in 5 years from now, how many Switches do you think you'll have owned? Do you think you will have double dipped on another Switch?
5.
Like, oh, now they got a gold Zelda one.
There would have to be a hardware refresh. It would have to be the equivalent of the new 3DS. There'd have to be something better about it. A cosmetic one, I wouldn't give a second one.
It'd have to be a significant upgrade too, I think.
An unbendable case.
I mean, it would have to offer
Better
something.
battery life.
I think it would have to have something more than just tweaking what they've got. I think it would have to have something that was really game changing for me to buy another one.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. There's so many possibilities.
No, there is.
I'm still waiting for them to do I'm surprised they haven't. Everything they're doing is with Joy-Con. Like, I'm surprised they haven't put out a different Switch system that comes with a different colored case. Like,
Yeah.
for the actual tablet.
I really thought we would, with the Mario game, I thought we might get a solid red
Yeah.
version, which would be sweet.
Or
I don't
hey,
think
they haven't even started selling us different colored docks yet. Get the new $80 Splatoon 2 dock. Little squids all over it. Yeah. Or I'm surprised we haven't really seen a whole lot in terms of dock stuff. I'm surprised nobody's put out some dock skins or something. Maybe they have.
I actually did see some
could-
the other night for Splatoon 2 at Target. I think it was $20. And it was skins
What was
for everything.
Oh, really? I saw that they're putting out they're just now putting out a Breath of the Wild Joy-Con grip that's got like Link on it. I'm like, I don't know that anyone uses that Joy-Con grip. I don't know.
They could release a new Switch that has slightly better processing power
Yeah.
and some more buttons.
And a
on
charging Joy-Con grip.
it. Yeah.
Do you ever use the Joy-Con grip, Jason?
No, I don't.
I was wondering if I almost wonder, like, if I was to play it handheld, if I would rather just have the like tablet set up on the kickstand and just play like with a Joy-Con grip, but I just
It does feel a little better with the grip, but I still don't. I prefer
Yeah.
the Pro controller to the
I didn't
grip.
think it was bad. I just don't like that the lower button is not offset. I'm sure if you play it enough, Jason's probably used to it by now.
What do you mean the lower? You mean the lower stick?
The lower
What do you mean?
stick, or yeah, the lower
Yeah.
stick being that it's
Okay.
because they had to center it basically directly under your thumb instead of
Yeah.
having it kind of offset a little bit. I think that's my whole gripe with the Joy-Con.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awkward.
And it's small. It's too small. Well, the Joy-Con are too small.
Yeah, I'm pro controller all the way, man.
Me too.
Like
Even
day.
for ARMS, even though I don't own ARMS.
Yeah. Well, when I played the Global Test Punch, that was the way to go. Yeah. They just had another Global Test Punch too. I wonder if they'll keep. I don't know why they don't just do like a demo. They still need to do a demo for that with just a solo, something that you can just kind of play over and over, just to get used to the feel of the controls or something. Like if they want it to sell it all, like I think it's done okay in Japan, but I'm sure in the U.S. it didn't do that great.
Is there a demo section in the eShop, or you have to search
No.
for it?
No, you have to go
No.
game by game.
You have to search for the word demo, but even if you search for the word demo, not every game shows up, I don't think.
I know
So-
somebody has a demo that I haven't downloaded. I forget what it was. It's like it was a good game too. Oh well.
I don't know. I downloaded the Monster Hunter demo just because.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one I don't have. I should download that.
Yeah, you got to make a Japanese account.
How
Oh,
playable?
okay, never mind.
I'm guessing everything was in Japanese. How playable was it?
Yeah, I mean, I figured out enough to get into it and kill a few monsters. I mean, it was okay. I was just running around hacking and slashing, basically. Like I've never played the series, so I wasn't really familiar. I was just interested to see how it looked. It seemed like the other Monster Hunter demos I had played for the most part. You run around. There are some annoying cats that just keep going wow wow as they follow you around throughout the whole thing, like every 2 seconds.
Does it bother anyone that they don't have password protection on the Switch like they did on the Wii U? Like they have it for the eShop, but that's it. Like not to start.
You
game
can
or
you can
anything?
choose password protection, I think, through the menu. You can set it so that you have to enter a password every time you take it out of sleep mode or turn it on, I think.
I think so.
Not that I know.
No? I thought there was an option for that.
There isn't, because my cousin's kids come over and they like use my account even though they have their own. At least they didn't buy anything on eShop. So
But they're playing your games, messing up your save data.
Not really, but they're just. I'm like, you have your own profile. Just use that one. But oh well.
Let me see here. I don't know. Can you, if you set the parental control on it, does that allow you to set?
Maybe if you have parental control, I don't know.
I know they recently updated that.
Give it a shot, but I thought I remembered when I first got it, like me having to type in a password to wake it up out of sleep mode, and then I turned that option off because it was annoying me.
I don't think so. There's an option where you have to enter a password to like post to Twitter or Facebook or to use the eShop, but I think that's it. Or to buy something
I have
on
to
eShop.
I have to put in a pin whenever I want to. I have 2 Wi-Fi networks in the house, and I have to put in a pin whenever I want to change from one to the other.
Oh, well, that's done through the Wi-Fi, right? Not through the Switch, or
No. That's the Switch parental controls.
oh, that's parental. Okay, Switch parental control. All right. Yeah, I guess I could do that, but
Or you could
not really
just,
worth it.
if you know they're coming over, you could just hide it.
You could leave it unplugged while it's dead.
That's true.
Yeah, just kill the battery. It's too bad. Too bad you can't just easily take the battery out.
Too bad.
So, moving on with topic, before we get too lost, one interesting thing I thought came up over the last week was people have started doing polls for their Switch icons. It's kind of a follow-up to our topic a couple weeks ago. And I know B Plus developer who's making Puzzle Box Maker actually posted several of their icons and said, "Which one do you want? Vote now." I don't believe that was.
Well, that was interesting because they listed 4 options for what you could vote for, and like 2 of them don't meet Nintendo's guidelines, I think, because they don't have any text on them, and then one of them was in Japanese. So, I mean, I guess they just use one icon for the whole world. They don't have different regional icons.
Yeah, I think they're all the same everywhere. I don't know.
Well, that's a little awkward for the text.
That's kind of cool, but I mean, I think the whole thing behind it is probably just them marketing themselves. That's just a way to get their name out there and to bring attention to a game that might not have had much attention before. But yeah, people do seem to love those icons, so it's kind of neat. I mean, they could do something in the future where maybe you could choose your icon. Customizable icons. Maybe that'll come to the Switch. After all this hubbub. So I'm wondering, do you guys, if you had to put your money down today, do you think by Christmas that they'll have any interface changes, any kind of aesthetic changes to the Switch's look?
This Christmas?
Not before Christmas, I would say.
No.
I think after Christmas, sometime after the first of the year is when we'll start seeing themes and stuff.
I think once the online hits.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be until the online is fully revealed. I think it'll be part of the reveal is themes or options for the home screen.
There will probably be some really stupid theme that they'll be like, and after the presentation, you can download a stupid Mario theme. I know we talked, was it last week, about that Mario video?
Oh yes,
with the song that Nintendo did make that available for download, so you can get your own copy of that and show it to all your friends.
So it has an icon on the menu then when you download it?
No, not on your Switch. I think it's just on their website. It's available so you can.
Okay.
Because everybody wants their own copy of that. They should have put that on the 3DS.
A 3D version of it.
Yeah. Might as well. I mean, they put commercials all the time.
I remember Jason was saying, do you think Doom, the November 10th release date, was kind of early? And then Max was saying, I was thinking maybe December or January, but does anything come out in January? Yeah, but nothing comes out in January, though, does it?
I think beyond December, everything's just Q1 2018. Yeah, I don't think they've...
Stuff comes out I've seen stuff come out shortly after the first of the year, but usually it's something that's been delayed.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Oh.
don't think there's anything that's been announced officially that's been given a release date for January right now. Like, certainly something's going to come out every week forever. On the Switch.
Like the crappy indie games.
It'll be great indie games. Just you wait and see. We still don't have spin the bottle yet.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody care about their icons, really? Other than the fact that you
but
can't.
not to the.
Would you go out
I
and
care
vote
about
for
them.
it?
I'm not going to bother
No,
voting on my icon. No.
No.
I do. The only problem
I bought the. Go ahead, Jason.
I was going to say the only problem I've had is with the SteamWorld Dig 2 icon, and I just thought it looked just absolutely lazy.
Yeah.
Other
Have
than
they
that,
updated that now?
It said SW2.
I think it just said D2.
It's a D2. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the laziest
D2.
you could have been. They say it wasn't intentional, but man, it sure looked like it.
See, if they'd been smart, they would have put out SteamWorld Dig and made it say R2. Then if you had them next to each other, you have R2D2.
I bought the Snake Pass game, and I noticed that it doesn't have any word. But I wasn't bothered. I wasn't bothered by it, but I can see why.
They changed that. I bought it at launch. It actually was a totally different icon, and
it's on its third icon now, right?
Oh,
is it on? No, it's still.
Or did they just change it back to the original?
No, they didn't. They haven't changed it. It's still the new crappy, just snake. That snake's face.
I think they said that's going to be changing.
Oh, okay.
So before it was even crappier than just having the snake's face? How's that
it was
possible?
better.
Did it just say like S?
I think before it was. I think before it was just more zoomed out, and I think it said Snake Pass, and then
no. Before it was like it showed the level, and it had like the snake. It was totally. It looked like a regular. It looked like a regular icon. I have no idea why they changed it.
Well, was it only until they changed it that people complained?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't until they changed it.
Oh, okay.
No. People didn't complain about it in the beginning. They changed it out of the blue, and then people started complaining.
Oh.
Right.
Nobody complained about the icon in the first place. They just decided to change it.
Okay. Well, I got the one that they complained about, and that it was okay to me. I didn't really care, but I can see why people would care about it since it's so prominent.
But if you had known the glory that was the original icon,
right? I might have been.
Yeah, you don't know what you're missing. But I think they did say that they're going to change the icon back in a future update, which it's all silly. But they're the pioneers of the icon wars, I think.
Yeah, they're the one that started all the silliness over. We got to have our own icon and all this stuff.
Of changing the icons, but it's funny to me that people have been so preoccupied with what. But like I said, if you could hide those icons in a folder or shrink them down or rearrange stuff,
it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as big of a deal.
But I just thought of something. Going back to what Z said about why do you have parental controls on? Like, you had those on before the baby? Like, I don't
think he's concerned.
Oh, you have kids that come over, right?
I don't think he's concerned about the baby using his Switch.
I think she's still just a bit too young.
She can get into my wallet, get my credit cards, and start ordering stuff online. She'll
probably buy that Astro Bears game.
No, I turned it on actually because initially that was the only way to get any sort of indication of how many played. That was really the only reason I put it.
Of how many? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Just because it ties into the phone app, and I was playing around with the phone app. But
it is bizarre how they've done that. You know, even that's weird. That they used to give you. There was so much data on the 3DS and the Wii U, and that activity feed,
especially the 3DS.
And now they're just like, we're not even going to tell you during the first 9 days or 10 days how much time you've put into it.
And then from there on, we'll only do it in 5-hour chunks. Yeah.
Whereas before you could see each day how much you had played. I don't know why they decided. I mean, it's not like anybody really went through their activity feed and used it that much, but it was just a nice.
I used to use it a lot, but I haven't. That dropped off.
I like to see the like your top 3 most loaded and your top 3.
Yeah, most time you played and stuff. Yeah, it's cool to look through and and you look through there, and I know we've talked about these before, and you see the ones that you haven't played. You're like, I bought that. Like even Bomberman now, even on the Switch, it's like I think I've got maybe less than 10 hours on, and I bought that at launch. Maybe even less.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 5 or
But they
more.
don't tell you like last time you played it anymore either.
Oh yeah, they take that out.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. They just say whoever played a little
First
bit.
played and how many
Oh yeah, I
hours,
guess.
and
Yeah,
then
I
it
guess
has
you're
the
right.
order in your list. What is the most recent thing you've played.
Yeah, what you've
6
or what
months
you've
ago,
loaded
yeah.
up. Yeah. It is interesting though that you do get the stalker feature of being able to look at what your friends have played.
Yeah, because that helps sell more games. Like, oh, Momo
Yeah.
played Bomberman. I should buy that too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, oh, this person must really be digging this game. They've got 100 and some hours into it. Yeah, I'm scared. I should look at my. I think Splatoon has overtaken Zelda at this point for me.
Same here,
So
definitely.
so I've got plenty of hours. That I think Grisco keeps it fresh, so
Definitely.
to speak.
Yeah, I love that new Grisco umbrella, by the way. I finally did get in on that. And
Oh yeah, it's like the automatic shotgun.
yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a
It's
time
good.
limit to when you can pick up your sea snails for winning the
Not that I'm aware.
Splatfest?
I don't know.
Oh, good.
Did you put much time into the Splatfest, Eric?
I planned to like play a lot more, but I started around 9 p.m. and then I was like, I'd rather be watching House of Cards, so I only got like 4 or 5 matches.
Man, Netflix is always there. Splatfest is a limited edition.
That's right.
Yeah, but I got to use up my month, and if I can watch it all in a month, then I don't have to subscribe again for.
So I have to ask, what team did you represent?
Vampire team.
That's right. That's
Team
what's up.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short answer.
Shout out to all the other vampires out there. We were.
I think it's
How do you know what the percentage was for vampire versus werewolf?
54 to 46, I think, for popularity.
Yeah. This
Oh,
was the
really?
first
'Cause it seemed like-
clean sweep, wasn't it?
Yeah.
First time I've ever seen it. Yeah.
We won popularity team.
What do you mean?
Play.
Well, the
What do you mean
Splatfests
clean
are
sweep?
judged off of they're judged off of 3 different categories, which are what was the most popular, who had the most solo wins, and who had the most team wins. Vampire was 54%, Werewolf was 46% on popularity,
So
51 to 49 on solo, and 52 to 48 on team. So it was a clean sweep of
even
all
if
3 categories.
so even if vampire had lost the other 2 categories, it's still the most popular. You get like something for that just because it's the most
You get
popular.
1 point each, basically.
Yeah, luckily
One
this time
snail,
around,
each snail.
I think the winners only get like 3 extra snails or something compared to the losers.
Yeah.
It used to be a much bigger deal in the first game. They really penalized you for losing that Splatfest.
Yeah.
So I like this format better because I feel like you don't have to try to play the guessing game of which side's going to win.
Oh, you do like it better?
I do, because before you would have to kind of be like, well, this side's probably going to be the one that's going to win, so I'm just going to join this side so I can get more snails. But in this one, you can just be like, I'm just going to go for the team that I want, since there's not really that much of a...
Like mayonnaise?
Yeah. I like mayonnaise. I'm going mayonnaise.
And as for us, also all
And you
being
just
on
wanted
the
to
same
shoot
team.
white.
That's true. Sorry, what was that, Jason?
Sorry, Jason.
I was just saying, so we could all be on the same team as well and play.
Yeah,
it's not such a big deal about trying to pick the right team. It's like, let's just all pick the same team.
Yeah, that was something that we did this time for the first time so that we could actually play team battles.
You did team battles on Vampire?
Yep. You missed it. You were watching House of Cards.
It was probably full anyway. We only had 4. It's only 4 slots, right?
Yeah. And
we had people kind of coming and going, shuffling in and out.
We'd have made a spot for you, man.
Well, last time I had like a bad experience trying to do team. I think the last Splatfest, or I forget. I was trying to join a team and like there wasn't enough people, or so I was just like, I'm just gonna do solo.
Yeah, you have to have 4. That's the problem, is getting 4 people reliably on at the same time.
I wish
Yeah.
they offered, just
Yeah.
like they do and everything else.
Briscoe.
Yep.
You
Briscoe is
just
like the
have
perfect
randoms
system.
join you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randos.
So, randos. The
Randos
random
doing
players.
a squid party.
Yeah. That's still a problem.
Yeah.
I know one of the Splatfest battles that we played, we had people that were just squid partying all over the place. And I was like, well, I guess this is a free win.
Yeah. We take them where we can get them.
Yeah. And I have no respect for the squid partiers, so I will kill them on sight. Like, I think they expect you to party with them, but not this guy. They seem to get really mad when you start killing them.
How can you tell? Like, there's no voice chat or anything.
No, but they become more agitated and aggressive.
When they chase you squid partying instead of standing still.
Yeah, they stop squid partying and start shooting back.
Or they chase you down and squid party at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
You can feel it. You can feel the rage.
yeah. Once you've played
Even if
enough,
they're on your own
you know
team,
how somebody
yeah.
feels. Yeah. It was a good time though. I thought it was nice to have especially a Friday the 13th Halloween themed month of October.
Yeah.
That's one for the record
They
books.
could have done a Team Jacob versus Team Edward.
They basically did.
They basically
Yeah.
did, yeah.
They should have done Freddy versus Jason or something.
I know.
Not this Jason.
That's right. I just host the podcast.
But yeah, icons. I don't know. I could if it really does become that big of a thing. I think they're blowing it into a much bigger deal than it is. Like now it's just cute that that every now and then there has to be a Switch icon story that comes up somehow. In everybody's news feed, it's like somebody made a big deal about it once, and they were just like, "Let's hone in on that." And then, so from Snake Pass to Lego, and now this new company is just basically doing it to promote themselves.
Yeah, I think that's where it's come to, is promotion.
So good for them. Like I said, if they're smart, they'll also discount their thing as soon as it's off the main list, so they can get it in that games on sale category.
By 1 penny.
That's right.
But looks like a bright future for the Switch, and and a very Merry Christmas coming up. There's a lot of stuff coming out.
I have to say, even though we're pretty hard on the Switch and on Nintendo as a whole, and they still have a lot of really bad habits that we don't like, it is good to see success, and it is good to see that we've invested in a console that's getting some love. So.
Yeah, right now it's been I mean, I've not seen a whole lot of negative stuff on the Switch. Like, I think we're harder on it than anybody else that I've seen, like, in the media.
Yeah,
like,
I can't believe the glowing reviews that everybody is giving Doom when it's 30 frames a second. Like, everyone in the review kind of, they don't really mention it as an afterthought per se, but it's like they just kind of mention it and move on.
Yeah, that's a benefit for you. I mean, they could have done anything, but they've decided to lock it at a crisp 30 frames.
That's why it's the best version of the game.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to start throwing that portable in there, like FIFA did. They say it's the best portable version of the game. It's also, interestingly enough, the only portable version of the game.
No, unless you count a small laptop or a Surface.
That's true. I guess you could. Well, I don't know. Man, I don't. I wonder. I kind of now that Z said that, I'm starting to wonder: do people ever take their laptops on like road trips and play PC games while they're in the car?
I've seen things on the internets of guys, with their Steam libraries on their tiny little laptop machines. So they're out there. There are little gaming machines that are specifically for that just run Steam, or Windows and
Steam.
yeah,
Like a
or
Steambook?
whatever, but can run PC stuff. That are just a basic portable PC box with a decent 3D processor,
Okay.
GPU and yada yada. Yeah, they're out there. The little PC tablet can run all that stuff. It's just there's no standardized handheld console, right? You're building your own at that point, or you're cobbling together your own setup from a PC or tablet type environment. It's just a different kind of thing.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm still kind of scared to take my Switch out anywhere, just because it feels more like my big system. Like with the 3DS, it felt like it was like that's my kind of side system. And this one, I'm just like, I don't want it to get broken. I don't want to really take it anywhere. I don't want to have to hide it in a hot car while I go in somewhere on a summer vacation trip.
Right.
Whereas the 3DS, I could just put in my pocket and take it with me and didn't have to worry about that.
That's a good point. I never questioned taking my 3DS with me anywhere. I mean, it's what it was meant to do.
Yeah.
But on the Switch, it is. You kind of have to evaluate the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one that you can take with you, I feel like. But you don't necessarily have to. Anyway, so yeah, we were going to talk, I think, a little bit about wish lists, and not the Nintendo holiday wish list, which, by the way, is up on Nintendo's website.
That's right. You go check it out. If you don't know what you want for Christmas,
or your parents don't know what you want for Christmas.
That's right.
I wonder. Whenever I look at that, I'm like, who's actually using this thing? I haven't looked actually this year, but I've seen them in the past where it's just like, check a box and let everybody know what Nintendo games you want for your Switch this Christmas. I guess that's probably not made for us.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But maybe.
Yeah.
But what Mo was getting at, I believe, was we sort of had a viewer question of sorts, which we encourage you, if you have questions, hit us up. Glad to answer them. So, question, the topic that was brought up, are there enough games to fill a Game Boy Classic? So I wanted to get everybody's input on what games do you think should be on a Game Boy Classic. And this is from our good friend Barry. Thanks for always commenting, bro. Love it.
I think Tetris should be on there, which I think Tetris was included with the original Game Boy, wasn't it? Or no?
Yeah, that was the pack-in that was the system seller.
Yeah, it was. I have it on my 3DS, but I hardly play it. But yeah, I think it should be on there. It's one of the must-have.
I whipped it back out last week for one play session after being inspired by the World Championships. I said I'll check it out again. It's a good one. Definitely Super Mario Land would be on there.
Metroid,
probably.
I mean, they would put it on there, but I don't know.
You're not sure Metroid should be on there?
Have you played Metroid 2 for Game Boy?
No, I haven't.
I mean,
I guess it shows that I haven't.
It like the original. I mean, the original Metroid for NES doesn't really hold up very well, in my opinion. But I still think it belongs on the NES Classic. Metroid 2 to me, I don't know. I just could never get into it. To me, it holds up even less than the original.
I guess to answer Jason's question, I can't even name like 20 games for Game Boy, let alone like a top 20. So I don't know. Maybe
there's a pretty big Legend of Zelda.
There was like hundreds.
Sure.
Which
Link's Awakening was it?
Mm-hmm.
That was on Game Boy.
Yeah.
That was on
and
Game
then
Boy?
Later re-released
for
Game Boy Color with an extra dungeon.
Oh wow! Okay.
Lest we forget
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Well, I don't see Pokemon
right?
its own thing.
All the Pokemon.
Yeah, especially after the
Pokemon's-
Virtual Console release.
Yeah, I don't know. Pokemon's kind of its own thing, though. I don't know. I like, for me, for example, I store my Pokemon cartridges separately.
From all the other cartridges.
From the rest of my 3DS and whatever cartridges,
Yeah.
right? Because Pokemon spans generations. So I don't know. I could see them putting out a Game Boy Classic and neglecting to put Pokemon stuff on it. But
I don't know,
Metroid 2, I enjoyed Metroid 2 thoroughly. I played the crap out of
there you
that
go.
one, so I have to disagree with you on that. And that second Kid Icarus as well.
I was just going to mention that. That's one of the few that I've downloaded on Virtual Console. It's a pretty
Oh,
good.
did you enjoy it? Yeah, I couldn't get into the original one. I think I did. I think I Game Genied my way through the original Kid Icarus back in the day.
Well, you didn't need a Game Genie. You just needed codes from somebody who'd gotten there before you.
That's
Right.
true. It had the awesome Metroid password system where you just type in a ton of numbers. I guess it seems like they would have to. I guarantee if they ever did it, which I know we talked about last week, I still don't think they ever will do a Game Boy Classic. It seems logistically like it just wouldn't work very well unless they were doing it as a super limited edition thing for really a lot of money. But I think if they wanted to sell it to consumers to put like Pokemon, red or blue or something there to try to be like, ooh, it's got Pokemon. Unfortunately, we won't get all the Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. But you'll probably get like the Contra game. I've got Ninja Gaiden Shadow for Game Boy on cartridge.
I looked up a list of Game Boy games, and not talking about the color versions, but just a straight up OG Game Boy. There's 1,049 games released.
Oh yeah,
Counting here
yeah.
in Japan. It's crazy.
Yeah, like how could you distill that even down to 20? I was thinking about that. It seemed like everybody I knew that had a Game Boy had totally different games, right? There were some that you were universal,
Right.
but there were a ton and it had such a long life.
yeah. Well, I think you can go to the eShop and look and see what they've released to kind of give you a judge of what would probably end up on the system.
I mean,
Yeah, look at the top 20 sellers or whatever statistic. Yeah.
Or just for, it's all the. I think I've got Radar Mission because I picked it up as like a reward on Club Nintendo.
I'll do that.
But probably not. It's basically Battleship. I don't think that's necessarily one they'd throw on there.
Donkey Kong.
I know they might throw a Donkey Kong. They could throw in. They definitely would throw in Super Mario Brothers. 6 golden coins.
Yep.
Kirby. Oh my God! How did we forget?
Of course, the first Kirby game actually launched on Game Boy before NES, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it did. Yeah, that was the debut. Although I don't think he had his copy abilities at that point, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
You might be right.
Then what was the point of making him a gelatinous ball?
I think that was before Kirby learned how to suck, so to speak. But
I'm gonna have to go play it.
Yeah, because I think that didn't happen until the NES. I think he just flew around and spit the little puff of air out back then.
Yeah. And he was round and gelatinous because he was cute.
And he wasn't pink because he was black and white.
Or green. That weird green color.
That's true, yeah. I don't know. A lot of people look back on the Game Boy kind of as like, ooh, that was cool at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that the demand. I definitely don't think the demand is there as much as it would be for the NES and SNES, or even potentially an N64. Like, I don't know how many people are like, how many of your hipster friends do you know that are like, check it out, dude, I got an OG Game Boy. It's got batteries in it. I don't see people showing off their Game Boy collections.
Sadly, I've done that on multiple occasions.
Well, that's you.
I've done exactly that.
And they're like, big deal, dude. I got a 3DS.
And then I bust out the Virtual Boy, and
It's true. But we are collectors, and we are long time.
That's true.
Boys. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know very many people. I mean, I've heard NES and SNES get brought up all the time throughout my entire life, but I don't know how many, if any, conversations I've ever had anyone be like, "Dude, remember that awesome Game Boy game?"
You haven't talked to Z enough.
That's true.
No,
But-
I mean, I maybe it's because just my age group when I grew up, man, that was everybody had a Game Boy that whose parents could afford one, and everyone played the crap out of it, even if you only had one game.
I mean, I remember people doing the link cable on the school bus playing Tetris. And it's like, whoa, you guys can play together? Like, that was awesome, but I don't know that that'd be another thing. Like, would you and your friend be able to buy SNE or Game Boy Classics and link them together somehow?
They would have to have link cables. It would just be, you'd miss part of the experience if you didn't.
No, they'd have to make them wireless these days.
You have some Pokemon people out there buying 2 of them so they could trade with themselves.
Probably.
See, that's how they make the money. Put red and blue on it.
Yeah, no. Put red on one and blue on the other. Release two.
I'll sell 2 different versions.
Yeah, 2 different versions.
Sadly, we've never had a portable Punch Out. I don't think.
Nope.
Nintendo really should get on that. That should be the 3DS's death knell.
It would be perfect for a portable game.
I wanted to see. I was hoping they would have done it on that NES 3 or the 3DS series that they did with the 3D. I guess we're gonna get one for Switch finally, the arcade one.
Yeah,
That's true.
But as far as the big games, I mean, I don't even have a ton of Game Boy games, but I think the Marios and the Zeldas are really the big ones, and the Pokemons.
yeah.
And
I don't really know what else is out there.
And there's a ton of just random games that are based off of, movie franchises or cartoons and stuff like
Sports, yeah,
Cool spot.
yeah.
The Noid game.
that. Hubert. I think Hubert was listed.
DuckTales.
Hmm.
That's the thing, is a lot of the NES games got ported down to Game Boy. Oh man, I know they throw some of those horrible Mega Man ones on there.
Oh, if Capcom would let them, yeah. Unless they want to come out with their own.
But
crap.
I don't think there's a
crappy,
whole lot of definitive experiences that happened on the Game Boy. Like the Game Boy's whole thing was really that you can take it with you, and that the games didn't have to be that great because they're made for playing in short bursts, and you can take it with you. So what are you complaining about?
That's kind of the Switch's sales proposition too, isn't it?
A little bit, but I mean, at least the Switch is it's the same game that you can play in home. Like Breath of the Wild is far better of a portable game than like a Tetris even.
Well,
Like
what was the saving situation on a game like Super Mario Land or Six Coins? Could you save it?
The first one, I don't think you could save. I think the first one you had to play straight through. Yeah. Although it's only got like 4. I think it's only got like 4 worlds though.
Oh, all right.
But the second one might have. At some point, they did start adding battery saves. Like I think the Zelda one might have had a battery save.
Yeah, I did, and I busted it out years later, and it had been reset. Yep.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Same thing.
So at some point,
my Metroid and my Kid Icarus.
I wonder if they put codes in for Metroid then.
Yeah, some of the games had just the regular old passwords. Did Metroid have a battery?
The Game Boy one did.
Okay, I couldn't remember if the Game Boy one did or not. I actually don't have that. That might be the only Metroid game I don't actually have a physical copy of, for the most part.
And when did they stop using batteries? Does anybody know when they switched to like the flash RAM or whatever?
Probably around N64, right? Because they started having the little save slots that you could put in the back of the controller. And then GameCube had the little ones, the little memory card that you stick in the front there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably in 64s, I guess, was the death of the battery.
So, but well, like on Super NES, it was just saved to the cartridge, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they had a battery in the cartridge on those as well.
There's a battery in the cartridge that like never dies.
Well, it eventually will die.
Yep.
You'll
I
know
lasts for years.
Yeah, like some of those, and some people will even like if you get a really nice copy. Sometimes people will go and actually change the batteries out. Like sometimes you can sell buy one on eBay and it'll be like I just put a fresh battery in this one. Like 'cause it's just a little watch battery. So
Wow.
like when you take the battery out though, it wipes all the data off of it. So you lose all the data. But yeah, those batteries lasted forever.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, I've got some games still for Super Nintendo where the battery saves are still working.
Wow.
You just
So then there's
would you still be able to play the game without the battery? If the battery was dead, could you still play the game?
You can still play the game. It just wouldn't save your.
Or it'll save, but then as soon as you turn it off and back on again, it's gone.
Yeah, because I remember years ago there was a story about some guy in Japan who never turned his NES off because he had a game that he was going and he knew he was going to lose his save data if he ever turned the system off. So he had just left it on for like 25 years.
Wow.
I don't remember what
I guess
game
he
it was.
wasn't near Fukushima.
I hope not.
Maybe he had a UPS.
Maybe he had a
that's
Uninterruptible power supply.
UPS. I hope so, man. That's pretty impressive. That speaks volumes for Japan's power grid. If he didn't,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I haven't lost power in 25 years.
Wow.
Pretty impressive. But yeah, I don't know. Does anybody else have anything on their wish list, or should we leave it for people to fill up some comments with stuff? Hopefully, somebody's screaming at their.
I wish for Super
right
Mario Odyssey, but does that count as Christmas? It's coming out.
Oh, I meant for
Halloween.
I meant for Game Boy, of course.
Oh,
of course you want that game.
Game Boy.
Who doesn't want that game other than
me? Game Boy? No, I think we covered.
Yeah.
Even though there's like 1,000 games, I think we covered it.
I said, hopefully somebody's out there listening right now and screaming it and saying, "How could you dare leave this off?"
Game Boy It's a big deal. And there was a crappy Star Trek game that I played the crap out of back in the day.
Yeah. But that's licensed, so no dice.
Well, they got them. They got some of those third-party ones for NES, and but no real movie games though, huh?
No what games?
No movie-based games?
Nothing with like a movie license or a comic license. None of that stuff. Now that I think about it,
I'm really impressed that Capcom was able to get those licenses back from Disney to do their Disney Afternoon thing. Like that gives me hope for the future of those old games that I thought were lost forever.
I still would like to know what the deal is with pro wrestling.
I don't know. It's got to be something. Unfortunately, I don't know that enough people have cared to research it. But if anybody out there knows why pro wrestling black box cartridge
got the inside track, you gotta let us know, guys. Because it's apparently driving Momo crazy.
That's not hard, though.
No.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that drive us crazy in this world, especially with games. Especially with Nintendo. So, and I guess with that, we're ready to wrap up for the evening. Anybody have any closing comments they want to add in?
No, I just wanted to keep the awkward silence going on a little longer.
We love our awkward silence. That's right. We got to keep a low energy feel here.
Well, I think we did a lot with very little this week.
It's been a pretty slow news week, so
it's been a pretty slow couple of or at least the last month it seems like. But now as we get into holiday season, stuff's starting to pick up. I'm pretty sure Nintendo's got to chuck us a direct pretty soon. I would think they'd want to do one final push before Christmas, so we'll see. Maybe we'll get a Mario Odyssey direct.
And we got
Yeah.
happy holidays from Nintendo.
Reggie in a Santa hat,
Reggie in a Santa hat, of course.
or maybe the android.
Man,
Koizuma.
quizzing me up.
He seems to be the one who does all the outfit changes, the costume changes lately. I think he likes it. But yeah, I think we covered a lot. Hopefully there will be more big news on the way. It seems like they've laid everything out that they possibly could, but they always have something up their sleeve. We'll see. We'll see what icon outrages people in the week to come.
That's right.
Till then, have a good night, everybody.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Be sure and leave us your comments, and of course, subscribe here on YouTube. Find this on Stitcher, iTunes, of course, on Twitter, or on the Twit, as it's known around here. So,
On the tweeter.
have a good one, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Party on, everyone.
Good night.